Hey, what's going on? Coming at you from Chicago, Illinois. So I want the overall theme of this video to be the power of forgiveness. And I'm going to start with this YouTube video. This is from a channel called Skylife. And the title of this video is How He Went From Homeless to Multi-Millionaire. So this was kind of like a rags to riches type story. There's a man by the name of Garion Jones, and he talked about how he was homeless and living in his car, and how on one random night he had enough of his whole situation, his whole living situation. And he said at that point that he was either going to die or he was going to do something about his situation. So a week later, he says he was at a gas station and a homeless person had approached him and asked him for money. And Garion told the homeless person, "You have more money than I do." And then the homeless told Garion that change your mindset, change your life. And that dialogue had such a impact on Garion. And at that moment, he says that his whole life changed. And he's discussing this dialogue between he's speaking to a woman who runs this channel, Skylife. He said he made a list of 250 names of anybody who he'd ever done anything negative to, and he apologized to 250 people. And what Garion got excited about was that every time he did that, something good was happening to him from another side of his life. Every time he apologized to each individual out of that 250 people list. He said it was almost like the universal order was being restored because he was removing an energy that did not belong in his body called hate. He was releasing hate from his soul. So, speaking for myself, is that something that I've done? Have I released hate from my human soul? I would have to be totally honest and say that there is still some hatred in my beingness. With that being said, I think more especially ever since I started making these videos here, I do feel as though some of the bitterness, some of the discontentment, and yes, some of the hatred, I feel it's kind of leveled off. It's kind of tampered down. Getting back to starting these videos and how that's kind of helped me to get away from the bitterness. It's because I've read some of the comments on some of the videos that I've made. There's been a whole range of comments, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I know that there has been constructive criticism, and then there's been some criticism that's maybe was just unnecessary. But as far as the constructive criticism, like it was pointed out to me by some people that like I can be overcritical, and I would agree. That's something that I definitely have worked on, and I will continue to work on. And I think that to continue the path of letting go of the bitterness, some of the discontentment, even the hatred, I do have to learn to forgive. Forgive myself for the mistakes that I've made. Asking my Creator for forgiveness for the sins that I've committed. And just, it could be any wrongdoing that came towards me. It could be co-workers or sometimes it could just be as simple as dealing with a disgruntled cashier. There's this life is such a it's such a journey. It's such a challenge. But there's hope in learning to forgive ourselves and to forgive other people, because the truth of the matter is, if somebody acts negative towards me, or if they distance themselves from me, whatever, the truth of the matter is I've done the same exact thing towards other people. So how can I expect it to be double-sided? It doesn't work that way. So I think probably the person that I would want to forgive the most and have that person forgive me the most would probably be my father, my human father. It's been a tumultuous relationship, to say the least. But after everything was said and done, I can see how I was more in the wrong than he was. But again, it's just a continual work in progress, opening my humanity, and then as I learn to forgive myself more, that an extent will allow me to forgive my father, to forgive co-workers, or even commenters on these videos, or just people that interact with on an everyday occasion. So that was that. I just really quickly want to end on this. I want to read quickly from the Bible here, and you can read this every day. And as I am making this video, it's April 7th, and this is from Proverbs 21 through 23. No harm comes to the godly, but the wicked have their fill of trouble. The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in those who tell the truth. The wise don't make a show of their knowledge, but fools broadcast their foolishness. So, what do I take away from all this information? This video that was posted to YouTube. What do I take away from my personal experience, and what do I take away from this Bible passage? I think it's very simplistic. It's just simply the power of forgiveness, and knowing that we cannot have it both ways. We cannot expect, we cannot jump on a coworker for treating us wrongly if we've ourselves treated other coworkers badly. And I think it's simultaneous. It's, you learn to forgive yourself simultaneously while learning to forgive other people. I don't know if it's just strictly, I'm going to spend all this time working on myself and then I'm going to go and forgive other people, because it's just a constant progression. So I guess that was my little spiel, my little ramble, and that was today's video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.